The Garden of Scars. There once lived a woman named Lena who had a life that once looked perfect from the outside, a loving husband, a beautiful home, and a good job. She used to say, "Happiness is when everything goes according to plan." But one day, everything changed. Her husband fell ill with a serious disease. For months, Lena took care of him, driving to hospitals, praying, and holding his hand through endless nights of pain. But despite all her efforts, he passed away. The world she once knew collapsed. Her mornings became silent, her home empty. She couldn't focus on work, couldn't smile, couldn't even look at the sky without remembering what she'd lost. Friends tried to comfort her, but nothing seemed to fill the hollow inside. She often asked herself, what's the point of living when everything you love is gone? A moment in the rain. One day, months later, Lena was walking home under heavy rain. She didn't carry an umbrella, she didn't care anymore. But then she saw something strange. A small boy sitting near a broken street corner, trying to sell flowers. The flowers were wilted, his clothes were soaked, yet he kept smiling at every passerby. Lena stopped and asked, "Aren't you cold? Why are you still here in this rain?" The boy replied softly, "If I go home without selling these, my mom won't have money for dinner. So I'll stay, maybe someone still needs a flower today." Those simple words pierced Lena's heart. For the first time in months, she felt something inside her stir, compassion, warmth, and a small flicker of hope. She bought all his flowers, took them home, and placed them in her garden. They looked fragile, like her heart, but still alive. Planting hope. That night, Lena decided to take care of those flowers. She watered them, trimmed them, and sat beside them every evening. Slowly, the withered petals began to bloom again. Something inside her began to heal along with them. She realized that though her heart was broken, she still had the power to create life, to nurture beauty from pain. A few months later, she started planting more flowers, first in her backyard, then around the neighborhood. People began to notice the beautiful garden growing where once there had been empty soil. Children played there. Neighbors came to talk and relax. People who were sad came to sit quietly and find peace. Lena called it the Garden of Scars, turning pain into purpose. When someone asked her why she named it that, Lena smiled and said, "Because every flower here grew from something broken, just like us." She began hosting small gatherings there for people who had lost loved ones. They would talk, share stories, and plant seeds together, each flower representing someone they missed but still carried in their hearts. Over time, the garden became a place of healing, not just for her, but for many others. Years later, years passed, and Lena became known as the woman who grows hope. Her garden was featured in local newspapers, and people from all over the country came to visit. When a young journalist asked how she found the motivation to rebuild her life, Lena said quietly, "Pain is a powerful thing. It can destroy you, or it can teach you how deeply you can love. I chose to let it teach me." She explained that she had learned something important. Pain is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new purpose if you let it be. The lesson. Lena's story reminds us that life's deepest pain can become its most powerful purpose. When everything falls apart, it's easy to lose hope. But sometimes the broken pieces of your heart are exactly what you need to build something beautiful, something that helps others heal too. Because healing isn't about forgetting what happened. It's about transforming the hurt into something meaningful. Just like Lena's flowers, blooming brightly in the Garden of Scars, your pain can grow into strength, beauty, and purpose if you choose to nurture it with courage.